Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. Kim Kardashian is having a significant emergency right now, since she's actually single while every one of her exes has continued on. What's more, she's currently guaranteeing that Pete Davidson is the motivation behind why no man needs to date her. I most certainly bounced into another relationship so quickly that it moved my brain away from, stuff. What's more, that is not a way to, similar to, run from things. Since she got unloaded by Pete, Kim has been battling to track down a date. What's more, she even took a stab at pushing counterfeit tales about being sought after by any semblance of Usher, Tom Brady, or global soccer players. In any case, nobody was purchasing these tales. What's more, since Kim just apparently can't get somebody to date her, she's presently turning the tables and guaranteeing Pete is the reason men are frightened to move toward her. Fans, nonetheless, are not accepting this, and they're saying Kim understood what she was doing when she was displaying her sentiment with Pete out in the open. In any case, what precisely did Kim say about battling to track down a date? Does she truly suppose Pete is the reason she's actually single? We should separate them. I'm furious. Well, in truth, I have a ton to resent, however, as they don't have the foggiest idea about that. As per numerous Kardashian sources, Kim is getting more frantic constantly on the grounds that since her separation with Pete Davidson the previous summer, she's been attempting to raise her profile by dating another person. In any case, she apparently can't persuade anybody to ask her out. It's been precisely a year since Pete unloaded Kim, and keeping in mind that Pete has continued on with entertainer Pursuesui, Kim is as yet battling to track down a likely accomplice. Kim's ex, Kanye West, likewise overlooked her in the wake of her wedding to Bianca Santori. What's more, as per insiders near Kim, she can't stand that every one of her exes has continued on. While she couldn't get individuals to accept the phony sentiment reports she's been planting recently. Obviously, the Kar-Jenner ladies will generally draw the most attention while they're dating another person or going through some relationship show. Be that as it may, Kim hasn't been sincerely connected to anybody since Pete cut off their friendship, which has added to Kim's battle to keep up with the spotlight. To give you some specifics, Kim began dating Pete only months after she petitioned for legal separation from Kanye in February 2021, and she was doing her best to parade her relationship with Pete out in the open. Kim made her sentiment with Pete on Instagram official rapidly, and afterward she went on a press visit spouting about Pete, boasting about him getting tattoos in her honor and marking her name on his chest. Also, she even guaranteed that he might be the one. I let it all out, took as much time as was needed, and tracked it down. Furthermore, it feels better. Furthermore, I need to clutch that for eternity. No doubt. Great. No doubt. He has a couple of tattoos, a couple of charming ones. You know that he got. Yet, this one isn't so one. The Kim one isn't a tattoo. It's really a mark. Like a mark. Kim likewise burned through no time acquainting Pete with her 4 youngsters. As a matter of fact, she permitted Pete to get her child's initials inked on his neck, and she was apparently doing the most to estrange Kanye by organizing stunts with Pete and the children, such as allowing Pete to cruise all over Calabasas with North sitting on his lap. Nonetheless, Pete became wary of these tricks rapidly, and in August 2022, he chose to end things with Kim. Kim then needed to scramble to cause harm control, and soon after, reports showed up in the media that Kim was the person who unloaded Pete in light of the fact that he was excessively fixated and penniless. One Kardashian insider told OK magazine at the time that Pete was prepared to propose, get married, and have a child. Yet Kim wasn't prepared for that. Pete is tomfoolery and kind, however. He was too penniless, the source said. He became fixated on her, which is complimenting from the outset but can get irritating rapidly. Notwithstanding, he immediately denied these cases, and one of Pete's dear companions uncovered that Pete was most certainly the person who reassessed the relationship, since he became wary of the Kardashians' tasteless PR stunts. Pete's companion guaranteed that Kim's momager, Kris Jenner, even attempted to persuade Pete to organize a proposition to Kim for their unscripted TV drama in light of the fact that Kim was desirous of the consideration her sister, Kourtney, was moving past her sentiment with Travis Barker. Kris Jenner had chosen a ring and needed to organize this Kourtney and Travis-style commitment for the show, Pete's companion said. Pete found that tasteless and continued to kick the thought into the long grass, which Kim and Kris interpreted as meaning he was slowing down on the commitment. Another insider near Pete later let The Sun know that the straw that broke the camel's back for Pete and made him dump Kim was when Kim went to Australia in June of last year to visit him on a film set, and she carried an entire camera group with her, attempting to get a few scenes for her show. And afterward, more as of late, Radar Online announced that Pete thoroughly laments engaging with Kim and feels like he scarcely got away from the Kardashian revile. The more he ponders how he proceeded with Kim, the more Pete needs to squeeze himself and ask what on God's green earth he was thinking. One insider told Radar his strut was gone, and he genuinely stressed he'd turn into a drawn-out survivor of the Kardashian revile. So after Pete's companions put Kim on impact for lying about the separation, Kim needed to continue on toward Plan B. And soon enough, reports began showing up in the media that Kim was being sought after by elite men, including Usher and Tom Brady. Back in April, Kim appeared at Usher's show in a full glitz look, expecting to ignite sentimental bits of hearsay with him. At a certain point during the show, Usher moved toward Kim to entertain her. Be that as it may, as Usher's fans know, he generally does this at his shows, and the main individual who attempted to overplay it was Kim. Other than that, Usher has been in a consistent relationship with music industry leader Jennifer since around 2019, and he immediately shut down rumors that he was playing with Kim. So when that didn't work out, Kim needed to pick another casualty, and she put her focus on the recently separated Tom Brady. Yet, very much like a tenant, Tom needed to close down bits of hearsay about him and Kim rapidly. Furthermore, he has recently affirmed that he's dating Russian supermodel Irina Shayk. When Tom and Irina opened up to the world about their sentiment, Kim again attempted to make it appear as though she wasn't even keen on Tom in any case. What's more, she's as of late begun going to soccer matches, with sources saying she's frantically attempting to get connected to one of the players. Kim has as of late gone to Lionel Messi's Barry Miami debut, and after that, she ventured out to Japan to watch a match between Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar. And keeping in mind that Kim guaranteed she'd been going to this large number of games since her child holy person, she is a soccer fan, and many fans said Kim is obviously looking for her next man. One fan said he utilized the holy person to attempt to pack a footballer. Terrible, truly. What's more, another fan is composed. Continuing on towards soccer is now so obvious. Before long, Kim will simply need to make do with a Don Juan who is gradually turning out to be very much like her mother. However, since none of these men took Kim's lure, she's presently asserting that it's all Pete Davidson's fault and that men are terrified to date her, in the wake of perceiving how Pete was hauled into her separation show with Kanye. During a new episode of The Kardashians, Kim guaranteed she hopped into her relationship with Pete excessively fast as opposed to finding an opportunity to recuperate from her separation. I certainly hopped into another relationship so quickly that it moved my psyche away from, stuff. What's more, that is not a way to, similar to, run from things. It's smarter to, similar to, bargain, recuperate. That is a decent one. Bargain, recuperate. Kim was likewise seen conversing with Scott and Khloe about her separation from Pete. And she indeed guaranteed the separation was a shared choice, regardless of Pete previously making it clear he unloaded her. So how can you feel with the primary separation since being hitched? Separations are very much not my thing. I'd prefer to say anyone's thing. It's simply that I'm pleased with myself. At the end of the day, we just had endless talks like we had been discussing it. So it was very much like the two of us conveying it well all around. It's clearly miserable when how long would you say you have been friends together? 9 months. It's been quite a while. I don't have, similar to, arbitrary hookups and connections. Do you understand what I mean? With respect to fans, they don't appear to have a ton of compassion toward Kim. And they're saying this is all her karma for utilizing Pete to make Kanye desirous. One fan said Kim completed a media visit, lauding Pete and contrasting him with Kanye, saying how much better it is having Pete around her children and organizing paparazzi just for Pete to dump her after a couple of months. What's more, another fan said she dated Pete, figuring it would make Kanye envious. Truly, it just made her look frantic to any future potential admirers. Play moronic games and win idiotic awards, basically. However, we should hear your thoughts on this.